Have you ever noticed people subtly stepping back when you get close? Maybe it's when you're leaning in for a hug or sitting beside someone on the couch, and they shift just slightly away. No one says a word, but you feel it. Something's off. Now picture this. "Grandma, why do you smell weird?" That's what 68-year-old Barbara heard from her granddaughter one afternoon. She'd just showered, used her favorite lavender soap, even dabbed on a little perfume. But still, those 5 words stuck like glue. That night she lay under her blanket in tears, wondering what had changed. "I'm Dr. Martin Greene, and I'm 77. Over the years, I've had the privilege of working with more than 10,000 older adults, men and women, helping them through the things nobody talks about. Things like this. Let me be clear, you're not unclean and you're not to blame. As we age, our bodies go through subtle shifts, and one of those changes? The way we smell. Most people over 60 have no idea their body has developed a new kind of scent. But here's the surprising part. Others around them, they notice, even if they never say a word. Today, I'm going to walk you through what causes this change, and more importantly, how to erase 90% of that smell with a simple daily routine that takes less than 3 minutes. This method has helped hundreds of my patients regain their confidence, strengthen their relationships, and reconnect with the people they love most. If you've ever felt like others were avoiding you or sensed a shift in how close people get, this video might be more important than you think. Stick around. At the end, I'm going to share a routine that could change everything for you. And while you're here, comment older men or older women so I know you're with me, and hit that like button if you're ready to feel proud of the skin you're in. Let's dive in. The hidden reason people step back without saying a word is more personal than we'd like to admit. Let me share a story that stayed with me. Howard was 74, a retired electrician with hands that had built homes, raised kids, and fixed 1,000 broken things. He took pride in keeping himself neat, fresh clothes, a crisp shave, and always a couple breath mints in his pocket. He was the kind of man who still polished his shoes even if no one noticed. One afternoon, Howard's son brought a few friends over. Howard, excited to see the boys, walked into the room with a smile. But just as he stepped in, he caught it, a low voice not meant for him to hear. "Man, it smells like old guy in here." That sentence hit him like a brick wall. From that moment on, Howard began retreating. He stopped coming out when company visited. He even started cracking his window. Before bed, worried he might be the problem. But the worst part, he couldn't figure out what he was doing wrong. He showered every day. He used deodorant, even cologne. So why was this happening? Here's what I told Howard, and what I'll tell you now. It's not about cleanliness. It's about something deeper, changes in the body that happen slowly, quietly, without warning. As we grow older, our bodies shift in ways we never expect. And one of the most surprising changes? The way we smell to others. It's not an overpowering odor. It's subtle, faint. But to younger noses, especially children, it's distinct. And while most people won't say anything, their behavior tells the truth. A little more distance, a wrinkled nose, a window that quietly slides open. But here's the hopeful part. Once you understand what's really going on, you can do something about it. Because even though this change is common, it's not permanent. And in the next few minutes, I'll explain exactly what's happening inside your body and how you can take control of it today. Change number 1 might surprise you. You actually sweat less as you get older. Now at first, that sounds like a blessing. No more damp underarms, no sticky summer days, no soaking through your shirt just from walking across the parking lot. But sweating isn't just about staying cool. It's one of the body's most important ways of cleaning itself out. When you're young, your sweat acts like a rinse cycle for your skin. Every time you perspire, your body flushes out waste, toxins, and dead skin cells. That sweat then evaporates, taking the grime with it. But as we age, our sweat glands don't work as hard. After 60, they slow down significantly, sometimes cutting sweat production in half or more. So what happens when you stop sweating as much? Those waste products stay behind. Instead of being washed away naturally, they sit on the surface of your skin, especially in areas like the back of your neck, under your arms, or behind your knees. And the bacteria on your skin? They love that stuff. They eat it up. And as they do, they create odors. Some of them faint, some of them not so faint. Barbara, one of my patients, is 71. She told me recently, "Dr. Carter, I barely sweat these days, but I swear I smell more than I did in my 40s. And you know what? She's right. That's not her imagination. That's biology." Here's the thing. When your body stops rinsing itself from the inside out, you need to be more intentional about how you clean yourself on the outside. Not just a quick rinse or a splash of soap. You need to target the areas where buildup happens. And it's not just about underarms. There are spots we all forget, like behind the ears, the folds of the neck, the base of the spine, and even under the chest area. If you've noticed your skin feeling sticky by the afternoon, or that your clothes carry a certain smell even after a wash, it could all tie back to this shift in your sweat production. But the good news, this is something you can manage. Once you understand it, you can work with it. And once you do, you'll not only smell better, you'll feel fresher, lighter and more confident in every room you walk into. That's just the first piece of the puzzle. Let me show you the second change that's happening right under your nose, literally. As we move into the second change, this one might come as even more of a surprise. After age 50, something starts happening under the surface of your skin. Your body begins to produce a natural compound that wasn't there before. It's called nonenal. You've probably never heard of it, but once you know about it, everything starts to make sense. Nonenal is a fatty, wax-like substance your body releases as your skin ages. It's not a bad thing in itself. It's just part of the body's chemistry changing over time. But here's the kicker. This compound has a very specific musty odor. Some describe it as greasy, others say it smells stale, like old cardboard. Either way, it's something most people over 60 start producing, and once it settles on your skin, it can be hard to wash off. The tricky part: regular soap won't cut it. Nonenal is stubborn. It clings to the skin, especially in those warm, soft areas where oil naturally builds up. We're talking about the back of your neck, behind your ears, along your jawline and around your chest and shoulders. These are areas most people wash quickly, without much thought. But that's exactly where nonenal loves to live. I once had a gentleman named Franklin tell me, "Doc, I've used every soap on the market, but that sour smell just won't go away." He was frustrated, embarrassed, and honestly a little defeated. But when I explained to him that he was fighting a biological change, not just poor hygiene, he felt relief. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He just needed a new approach. See, what's happening here isn't about being dirty. It's about your skin's oils evolving. Your body produces different compounds in your 70s than it did in your 30s. This new oil doesn't just sit there, it oxidizes. That means it reacts with the air and starts to give off a stronger scent. That's why even the cleanest person in the world can still carry this odor. It's not about frequency of showers. It's about how and where you clean. And once you understand that, you can adjust your habits in a way that actually works. So don't blame yourself. Don't feel ashamed. You're simply dealing with the natural chemistry of growing older. And just like you've adjusted your diet, your sleep, or your exercise as you've aged, this is just one more small shift. In just a moment, I'll walk you through exactly what to use and how to use it to neutralize this scent. But first, let's talk about the third, and possibly most overlooked, source of odor. It's right under your nose, quite literally. Change number 3 is one that surprises almost everyone, because it's not on your skin at all, it's in your mouth. Now, we don't often think of our mouths when we talk about body odor, but let me tell you why this matters. Saliva is more than just something that helps you chew and swallow. It's your body's natural defense system. It keeps bacteria in check, neutralizes acids, and helps wash away tiny food particles before they start to break down and smell. Think of it like nature's built-in mouth rinse. But here's the problem. After the age of 60, saliva production tends to slow down. Some people even experience a drop of up to 50% without realizing it. When your mouth gets dry, bacteria get busy. They stick to your tongue, your gums, even your dentures if you wear them. And they feed on leftover food and dead cells, releasing gases that cause that sour, unpleasant breath many seniors quietly struggle with. The tricky part is, you might not even notice it yourself, but the people around you, they often do. This is why some folks find that even with brushing twice a day, flossing and rinsing with mouthwash, that stale breath lingers, especially in the morning or after meals. It's not poor hygiene. It's a shift in body chemistry. I remember a patient named Margaret. She was 66 and she said, "Dr. Carter, I've tried everything. New toothpaste, fancy mouthwashes, chewing gum. But my husband still keeps a little distance when we talk." And it broke her heart. But once we addressed her dry mouth and got her on a new oral care routine, that barrier between her and her husband disappeared. So what can you do? First, stay hydrated. Water helps replenish saliva. Second, consider using sugar-free gum or lozenges throughout the day. These stimulate saliva naturally and keep your mouth moist. Third, clean your tongue. Yes, your tongue. It's one of the biggest bacteria collectors in the whole body. And just a few seconds of gentle scraping each morning can make a world of difference. Don't forget to rinse after meals, especially if you wear dentures. And if medications are contributing to your dry mouth, and many do, talk with your doctor about options. Sometimes small adjustments in dosage or timing can reduce the effects without sacrificing your health. Bottom line, you don't have to. Live with this. These changes aren't your fault, but they are manageable. And in the next part, I'll walk you through a simple 3-minute routine you can start doing today that targets all 3 of these causes, so you can feel fresh, confident, and close to the people you care about most. You're doing great. Stick with me. You've made it all the way here, and that tells me something powerful about you. You care. You care about the way you show up in the world. You care about your health, your relationships, and how you make people feel when you're around. And more than anything, you care about yourself enough to keep learning and growing. Now you know the truth. That so-called old person smell isn't about being unclean, lazy, or careless. It's about the natural changes your body goes through. With time, changes no one really warns you about. But here's the beautiful part. You can do something about it. And it doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. The 3-minute routine I've shared with my patients. It works. I've seen it transform the way people feel about themselves. I've seen grandfathers finally get that big, full hug from their grandkids again. I've seen couples laugh and cuddle on the couch without that little hesitation, and I want the same for you. So here's what you can do next. First, start the routine tomorrow morning. It's just 3 minutes, but it's focused, intentional, and powerful. Pay attention to the spots that matter. Use the right soap, drink your water, take your walk. You don't need a fancy product, you just need the right approach. Second, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment and tell me what stood out to you the most. I read every single one, and your story might help someone else feel less alone. And third, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more coming your way, more ways to help you feel strong, respected, and vibrant at every stage of life. If this helped you, give it a thumbs up. When you like and share these messages, you help others just like you find them. And together, we build a community where aging isn't something to be hidden or feared. It's something to be embraced with confidence. You're not fading away. You're evolving. You've got wisdom, presence, and a whole lot of life left to live. And I'll be here with you every step of the way. See you next time.